Steve McQueen wasn't just the king of cool on screen. Behind the scenes, he was quietly building a secret empire that would outlive him by decades. Known for his love of fast cars, motorcycles, and rebellion, McQueen seemed like the ultimate Hollywood bad boy. But the real story? It's one of wealth, secrecy, and a legacy more powerful than anyone imagined. Born into chaos, abandoned by his father, and left behind by his mother, Steve spent his teenage years in reform school. It was there he learned to survive, to trust no one, and to fight for everything. That hardened edge would become his brand. Producers couldn't stand his attitude, but they couldn't deny his screen presence. He didn't act. He was the character. By the 1960s, McQueen was one of the highest-paid actors in the world. The Great Escape launched him into the stratosphere. The iconic motorcycle scene? He didn't even do the jump, but fans didn't care. He was fearless, or at least looked the part. Bullitt sealed his legacy, especially that legendary car chase through San Francisco. That green Mustang later sold for $3.7 million, proving McQueen's choices weren't just cinematic, they were financial gold. Off-screen, McQueen hated the Hollywood spotlight. No red carpets. No fake smiles. He wore jeans to premieres and skipped parties. But he didn't need the press. He was rewriting Hollywood's rules, charging unheard-of amounts just to read scripts and taking profit shares instead of flat fees. One deal for the towering Inferno earned him over $12 million, a fortune back then. What most people didn't know was that McQueen was investing behind the scenes. Not in stocks or flashy mansions, but in machines. He quietly amassed a collection of over 130 rare motorcycles and nearly 60 vintage cars, including the actual Mustang from Bullitt and a Ferrari 250 GT Lusso. He even had a Porsche 917K that later sold for over $14 million. These weren't trophies, they were long-term assets, tucked away in barns and storage units across the country. In 2006, decades after his death, McQueen's estate managers opened a dusty barn in New Mexico and were stunned. Inside was a time capsule, dozens of untouched motorcycles, racing gear, film scripts, and leather jackets. Estimated value? Over $30 million. Suddenly, the myth became a tangible empire. But it didn't stop there. McQueen had deals with Honda, helped boost motorcycle sales with just his image, and quietly invested in off-road racing gear companies. He licensed his face and name long before it became common, and today, that brand still prints money. Barber turned a single photo of McQueen into a $40 million ad campaign. Tag Heuer re-released the Monaco watch he wore in Le Mans, pushing sales into record highs. Even Ford revived the Bullitt Mustang, leaning entirely on McQueen's legacy. His estate, led by his son Chad McQueen and granddaughter Molly, now brings in millions every year. They've protected the brand with care, never overexposing it, choosing only high-end, legacy-boosting deals. In 2024, Porsche released a special edition 911 McQueen, sold out instantly. And yet, one final mystery remains. Somewhere, reportedly, a locked storage vault still exists. Rumors swirl about letters to James Dean, an unmade film script, even a final voice recording by McQueen himself. If it's real, it could rewrite his legacy all over again. Steve McQueen didn't live to be rich forever, but he built a fortune that refuses to fade. His silence was his strategy, his mystery, his marketing, and his brand? Still one of the most powerful in Hollywood history. This is Starloop News, where legends never die, they evolve. If you love this deep dive into Steve McQueen's secret empire, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with fellow Hollywood fans. Tap that next video on your screen for more stories that go beyond the fame. See you in the spotlight.